Hello, everybody. My name is Tony Candela. I am the director of the Vision Specialist Program in Vocational Rehabilitation out of the National Research and Training Center on Blindness and Low Vision, hosted by Mississippi State University. The program I direct is a 12 graduate credit, 4-course certificate program. It is designed to help people who are in the fields of rehabilitation counseling and rehabilitation teaching who have recently acquired a blindness caseload and need to know more about how to work well with blind and visually impaired consumers. The program has been in existence since the late 1990s, when it was discovered that many counselors, especially counselors back in those days, were switching from general caseloads with mixed disabilities over to blindness caseloads. And they needed to know more about how to work with that particular disability group. So our program is offered every year. It begins in January and it ends in late November. The program is funded through the Federal Rehabilitation Services Administration, and we apply for 5-year grants. The program consists of a beginning course in Introduction to Blind and Visual Impairment and how the process of adjusting to blindness or visual impairment takes place, a good, solid overview of the various fields that are involved in serving this population, professional fields, and a great opportunity for our students to develop their resources so they can better serve their consumers. A little more about resources later. So the first class is the Introduction to Rehabilitation class. The second class, which takes place during the summer semester, is our Assistive Technology class. The first class goes from January until April, and then the second class, Assistive Technology, from May through August. The Assistive Technology class is taught by an instructor who is a specialist in adaptive technology and assistive technology for blind and visually impaired people. Here, our students learn all about the different types of devices that are available for blind and visually impaired people to use, everything from speech software for their computers to magnification systems that they either can wear and walk around with or attach to their computers to make their monitor screen images bigger. Again, the process of resource collecting and developing new resources goes on, with each student continuing to add to their list of resources they can use in their everyday practice. The third and fourth classes take place in the fall semester, which is August through November. One of those classes is the resources class. The other one is the practicum. I will start with the practicum. The practicum generally takes place at the place the student is already working. The great majority of our students are currently working professionals, and we let them use their work site for their practicum. Their responsibility is to log 50 hours of direct consumer contact and another 50 hours of non-consumer contact with various professionals in and out of their place of employment, and to learn a lot about where they work, including even some of the administrative aspects, like what is their annual budget, things like that. That program is designed to help the students amalgamate everything they have been learning so far in the program through direct practice and direct intervention within their own workplace. The other course in the fall semester is the resources class. And this is a mixture of many things. Students have to interview people from 5 different professions and provide us a detailed explanation about how those individuals do their jobs. So this is part of the theme of the resources course, having to do with the rehabilitation team. So step 1, let's learn about who can be on the rehabilitation team, and let's learn a little more about at least 5 different professionals within the rehabilitation team, all of whom have their own specialties that are not your specialty. So that is part of the resources course. Here, they develop their resource notebook in earnest. All those resources, different agencies that provide service, specialty professionals, other services that exist in the local or regional community, all those things that they have been logging up until now get multiplied tenfold during the resources class. Now they have specific assignments to fully develop their resource notebook. We give them a slew of different categories they have to research. And by the time they are done, they have a notebook of resources that should carry them through the rest of their careers, especially if they keep adding to and amending the resource list. So that's a very important aspect of the job. They have to learn about the codes of ethics of their various professions, especially the code of ethics for rehabilitation counseling, which is very similar to most other codes of ethics. And they produce a public awareness document or video or PowerPoint presentation, which they will use in their everyday practice, something they can bring to employers when they are advocating for employers to hire people who are blind or visually impaired, or to address their fellow professionals who may need to know more about how to work with blind and visually impaired people. So the public relations aspect of one's job as a rehabilitation professional is very important, and we want to nurture and foster our students' ability to provide that kind of information to employers, fellow professionals, and anyone else out there, an agency, a community organization, whoever they might be addressing, because spreading the word about the disability group and about the professions becomes very important. Every year, starting around June, we commence recruiting for the next class. So as I speak, we are in the middle of the recruitment process for the class of 2024. And we send out notifications all around the country to alert agencies, private and state, to the availability of our program and that we are soliciting applications. Anyone who's interested in applying, after they read our guidelines and decide whether they want to enter the program, they submit the application material. Part of this includes an application to Mississippi State University, and the rest of it is an application to the Vision Specialist Program itself. We collect these applications, we answer inquiries from people who are thinking about applying but are not sure if they are qualified or whether or not the program really is for them. And so we're continually getting calls and emails from people out there who are interested in the program. So that goes on from June all the way until September, beginning of October. We collect and we analyze all of the applications. And by the beginning of November, we select 12 to 14 students to enter the next class. We have available to us from the Federal Rehabilitation Services Administration money to provide scholarships to 12 students each year. And then if we have a 13th or 14th or occasionally even a 15th student, they will usually find the money from the agencies for whom they work for to pay the tuition. Roughly, the tuition for all 4 courses and also books and fees amounts to around $12,000 altogether. It is something where you generally need funding in order to afford to take the program. Program is very valuable. We have people who have gotten promotions after enriching their knowledge, people who have actually been able to transfer from one job to another because of the versatility they have accrued through taking our courses. And most important, a whole bunch of people over the years who have simply gotten much better at serving blind and visually impaired consumers. And that is the primary goal of the program. So when you enter the program, you have a certain level of knowledge and ability. When you finish the program, you have a tremendous amount of knowledge and ability to serve visually impaired consumers.